Good day, class! Before we proceed to our new topic, let's have a short recap about our past lesson. Last time, we talked about the three states of matter. The three states of matter are solid, liquid, and gas. The process where gas is exchanged into a liquid is condensation. When solid is changed to a liquid, it is melting. If the liquid water changed to a solid, it is freezing. Before we will start our lesson for today, let's have a game. It's called What's the Word Game? I will show to you some scrambled letters that needs for you to form in a word. You have to guess the word and write your answers in your paper. You have 5 seconds to guess the word. Are you ready? Now, what are the correct words that you've guessed in the game? Are you familiar with these words? Based on our game, what do you think is our lesson for today? Good job! Our lesson for today is about atoms. We will learn how to determine the number of protons, neutrons, and electrons in a particular atom. Now, let's have another game. The game is called Charge It to Experience. So, we need a meter stick, balloons, string, chairs or any stand for the stick, glass, and cloth. Now, let's go to our activity. First, inflate the 2 balloons. Tie each using a length of string. Place the meter-long stick across 2 chairs. Suspend the 2 balloons so that they hang freely about 2 inches apart. Next, with each hand holding 1 balloon, rub the balloon simultaneously against your hair several times. Let's go of the balloons and observe. What happened with the balloons? As you can see, the balloons pushed away each other. They moved toward the opposite directions. Now, did the balloons acquire the same charge or different charges? What made you say so? As you can see, the balloons acquired the same charges since they repelled one another, like charges repel. Now, let's go to the second one. Rub the piece of glass with a silk cloth. Bring the piece of glass between the 2 balloons and then observe. What happened with the balloons? The balloons moved toward the glass. Does the glass have a different or same charge? What made you say so? The glass and balloon have different charges since they got attracted at each other. Unlike charges attract. Atoms are the basic unit of chemical elements. They contain subatomic particles in their nucleus and in the electron that surrounds the nucleus. The three particles are protons, electrons, and neutrons. These subatomic particles include protons and neutrons, which are located in the nucleus, and electrons, which are located in the cloud or field that surrounds the nucleus. Protons have a positive electrical charge. Neutrons are uncharged, and electrons have a negative charge. Class, remember that the number of protons and electrons are equal, so atoms are electrically neutral particles. Now, let us know on how to determine the number of protons, neutrons, and electrons in an atom. In the given figure, you can see as an example that X represents as the atomic symbol, and letter Z is the atomic number. What about letter A? It represents as the mass number. Based in the illustration, the number of protons is equal to the atomic number. The number of electrons is equal to the atomic number, or protons. And the number of neutrons is equal to the mass number minus the atomic number, or the protons. Let's have an example. Let's find the protons, neutrons, and electrons of oxygen elements. As you can see, oxygen has the mass number of 16, and it has atomic number of 8. In our formula, the number of protons is equal to atomic number. Since the atomic number is 8, it means the proton is also 8. Now, let's go to neutrons. The number of neutrons is equal to mass number minus the number of protons. Thus, 16 minus 8 is 8. It means the number of neutrons is 8. Now, let's go to the number of electrons. Since oxygen is a neutral atom, it means the number of electrons is equal to the number of protons. It means oxygen in this example has 8 number of electrons. Atoms may gain charges. The number of electrons of an atom may change, resulting in the formation of ions. We have two charged atoms or ions that depends on the number of electrons. The two charged atoms are cation and anion. A positively charged ion is called cation, while the negatively charged ion is anion. Atoms having the same number of atoms but different number of neutrons are what we call isotopes. The isotopes are identified through their mass number, which is the sum of the number of protons and the number of neutrons in an atom. Do you think atoms are important in our life? Yes, atoms are extremely important structures that make up all of the materials on Earth. Without atoms, the chemical elements couldn't exist. Without chemical elements, then molecules wouldn't exist. Then proteins wouldn't exist. Then life wouldn't exist. Well done for today. Now, Let's have our last activity. This is what we call What's in a Number? I want you to get your periodic table. Now, check in the periodic table what is the element with an atomic number of 15. Good job! It's phosphorus. How many protons does phosphorus have? Good job! It has 15 protons. How many protons are there in an atom of aluminum? Good! There are 13 protons. Which element has the smallest number of protons in its atom? Good! It is hydrogen. Good job for today, class. Now it's time for us to do some activities. Get a pen and paper and answer these questions carefully. Choose the letter of the best answer. Also, complete the table using the periodic table of elements. Let us now practice on how to determine the number of protons, neutrons, and electrons in a particular atom. I will give you 8 seconds for each question. Now, you've done a great job today, class. Before we will say goodbye to each other, I want you to get a piece of paper. As your assignment, I want you to calculate the number of protons, neutrons, and electrons of oxygen and sodium. I know you can do it. Good luck!